So a year ago on this channel, I showed you the 2025 Indian Scout. That was a Scout bobber that I took out for a test ride, and it was one of the first ones that the world's got to see. So a year later, 2025 Scouts are still here, and this is a 2025 Scout 60. It's a Sport Scout, actually. And the difference between this and a regular one is that we added a S&S exhaust to it. So I wanted to show you one of the examples of an aftermarket exhaust system that you could get. Before we get into that, I do want to say special thanks to Zako Sports Center in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. They're letting me use their show floor space and let me use a couple of their bikes to make this video. They're an Indian motorcycle dealer, and they also carry Honda, Yamaha, CF Moto, and Royal Enfield. They have a great selection of used bikes as well. So if you're in the area, make sure you stop by and say hi and maybe take something for a test ride. With that aside, onto the video. So this here is a 2025 Sport Scout 60. We added the S&S slip-on exhaust. Now this exhaust system, being that this is a new bike platform, it's a little bit different install from before. I got some B-roll here shots showing you kind of the procedure, but the big thing with this bike is the arm that holds the pipe on. The way you got to get that out is kind of a trick. You got to bend this shield back in order to get the big brace that holds this pipe on. When S&S designed this pipe, they had two things from my understanding in mind. One of them is, of course, sound quality, and the other one is actually ground clearance. One of the things that I mentioned in my Scout bobber review that I did last year was that it was very easy to get the exhaust to scrape. And you can get the pegs to scrape, but you actually, on that bike with 30 miles, I took some paint and some metal off the factory exhaust. So with the S&S, it has a smaller diameter, and having that different mount system, it is that you actually have a little bit more ground clearance as well. So a slip-on exhaust is generally a pretty straightforward procedure to install. You have a clamp right behind this shield. You have your main brace that holds the pipe in place, and in the case of the Scout, that factory brace actually goes up to this nut here. You're saving quite a bit of weight going to the S&S system for a couple different reasons. You have a shorter exhaust system, and you have a smaller diameter pipe overall, which gives you better ground clearance. And then you also have a different brace system, which is lighter weight as well and a lot less material. Not to mention the fact that this is going to sound a little bit nicer. To show that to you, let's bring a stock one over here real quick and fire that up. This here's another 60 model. This is a Scout bobber, same engine. Let's see what this guy sounds like. I've heard better. All right, we're going to do the same system and fire up this S&S for you. That's a good sounding pipe. They're actually pretty reasonable. They're pretty simple to install. I do recommend probably having a shop do it, because in order to get that main brace off that holds the pipe on, it's a trick. You actually got to undo this shield, bend it pretty far back just to make the clearance so you can get it out without bending this guy up right here. Besides that, it's actually a fairly easy install process. So if you're going to do it yourself, make sure you take your time. Let's take these bikes outside so you can hear what these exhaust systems sound like in the wild. So in the end, regardless of which Scout you choose, whether that be something on the 60 platform, something in the full-size engine platform, or any of the models out there, whether it be a Classic, a 101, Sport Scout, any of that stuff, this pipe works on all of them. It's a nice, fairly easy install that you can do from your home. I do suggest maybe having a shop do it because of the way you have to get the pipe in, or I should say get that bracket in and out of there is kind of a trick. But if you're handy with tools and you have a little bit of experience, it's not impossible to do. There is no tune that is required to do if you're doing the slip-on exhaust, and it's a great way to add a little bit of volume and a little bit of ground clearance to your ride. So if you got any questions, please leave them in a comment below. I'll answer them as soon as I can. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. It'll give you a notification anytime I upload videos like this. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys.